Hey, I'm Nicholas Prom,
I'm Chase.
And I'm Dylan.
and you're watching Posers
Posers
Must
Posers
must
Die!
die.
Hey guys, so wow, what a topsy-turvy uh, week full of twists and turns in the world of heavy metal, right?
Oh yeah. Odd.
Uh, well, and what I mean is, we planned for the main topic of this episode to be Chase and I discussing the King Diamond concert, but uh, the show that we were going to attend, unfortunately, was canceled along with a couple of other dates, um, and so we kind of did a little shuffle on what we were going to talk about. But exciting thing, um, after that show was canceled, uh, Bryce Van Hoosen from Silver Talon and the fine folks at Bossa Nova Ballroom rallied and put a show together last minute for Sunday night at the Bossa Nova, where Overkill headlined with Silver Talon, and it was a dope time. And I will regale the two of you with the tale of how it all went down, or just my experience of being there. It was great. Um, I, man, things were not going right last night, and I was like, oh no, please, okay. I get almost the way to the venue, and I realize I forgot my ticket because Bossa Nova is one of those places you have to you have to print it out. I'm like, damn it! So I had to drove all the way home. So I had stopping gas on the way. Then I get all the way back out there, and I, like an idiot, had it in my head that it was at the Wonder Ballroom. So I drove to the Wonder Ballroom,
Oh.
which was closed. Nothing was happening there. And then, like, I'm like, okay, so I'm an idiot. And then I go over to the Bossa Nova. I'm like, oh, this place that I haven't been to in at least a decade, which is a great room. I got there, I shit you not, like 5 minutes before Silver Talon went on stage. But so, like, just in the Nicholas Prom of time, which happens to me sometimes. Uh, yeah, I got there, and it was killer. Bunch of pals came out. I'm so proud of our scene. We just rallied and made this happen. About 250 people showed up, and it was a dynamite show. Silver Talon, who were a fantastic heavy metal band, uh, kicked ass, got everybody ready, pumped for Overkill, and Overkill delivered. Uh, I was sad about the King Diamond show being canceled, and he's like, okay, he's gonna make up the date sometime down the pike. But I was thinking, oh man, but he's not gonna bring Overkill with him, and I was worried that was maybe my last chance to see Overkill again. Uh, but the silver lining here is, okay, still bummed about missing King Diamond, but instead of like a half an hour set opening, we got a full headlining set from Overkill in an intimate venue, and it was awesome. Uh, so kick ass. I mean, and so many of the pals came out. Like Jason Stairs, who was recovering from surgery. He came. He's like the biggest Overkill fan I know. Like he couldn't have not been there. Okay. Uh, Meshach Babcock, who was at the Trans-Siberian Orchestra concert that night, soon as it was over, jammed on over, got there just in time for Overkill.
Wow.
Love that. He's texting me. He's like, "You had Overkill? When are they going on? You think?" So I'm like, "Okay, right." And he gets here, perfect. We all just had a raging time. Shout out to some of the rad dudes: Eric Eisenhower, Miles Starr, other cool brothers. It was awesome. Great time. Uh, uh, Raging pit. So much fun. Ah, just thrash-tastic. Just a totally bitchin' time. So very, very happy all around. Just had an awesome, awesome night. And yeah, so that was great. Yes! I love Overkill, and this was just a blast. So I had a lot of fun. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot more to say there. It's like just what an amazing time. It was so great. And I'm just It's a great night with the pals. Oh yeah, and our buddies from Atomic Terror, of course, were there. Tom and Tyler were there. But yeah, great time. Oh, one weird thing. Uh, I give out buttons for our show, right? I gave one to one guy, and he kissed me on the cheek. It was
he
so.
French?
I thought he was Latinx, so I don't know, but I'm like, okay, I don't know what that was, but all right,
Oh my god.
I'm like, that was a first. That was a first. But hey, whatever. It was cool. Very friendly guy, obviously.
Fan's a fan, right? I mean,
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was an awesome time. So, great night. So happy about that. But we, the three of us, have been, as we've been doing the past few weeks, we've been kind of hitting some albums that came out before we started the show for album reviews, and we got a big one to talk about today. Judas Priest's album, Invincible Shield. Chase and I caught the Mighty Priest on the Invincible Shield tour, and caught several tracks from this record live, and they were awesome. They fell right into place with all of the old school Priest songs.
Yep.
This is awesome, guys. I want you to go. I want to hear your thoughts about Invincible Shield.
Okay. I haven't really been keeping up on a whole lot of their newer stuff. So like jumping into Invincible Shield was, well, I wasn't really sure. I mean, I knew what to expect because like you said, I heard some of it live already, but listening to the album the whole way through, I was like, well, hot damn, this is actually a really good balance between, old Priest and what I would presume would be their newer sound, everything being a bit more polished,
Yeah.
a bit more.
I mean, it's
a bit
modern
more
production. Modern production.
Yeah.
When you get Andy Sneap, like, it's gonna sound real good. So anyway.
The whole time, but for whatever reason, the whole time I was listening to it, I was like, I was thinking of Maximum Overdrive and how it would fit over that just really well.
Interesting.
For whatever reason. I don't know. That was my pairing in my head, and there we are. I also thought lots of lots of noodling, lots of solos, lots of crazy riffs. Nothing too memorable on my end. Like I can't sit there and tell you the main riff of anything. But again, remember when we saw them? They were playing Crown of Horns was the name of the song.
Yeah.
And there's this bit. I leaned over and went 2 tickets to paradise because there was that waited so long bit. But it's just that little.
That's actually in the song Invincible Shield. It's opening lick for Invincible. No, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Panic Attack also starts off with a bit of a Tom Sawyer-esque.
Yeah. Maybe I'm misremembering. Don't quote me on that. I'm sorry, but I don't mean to derail you there.
No, but it's all good.
But yeah, there are certain just chord progressions that just like, yeah. But
I'm not accusing anybody of ripping anything off. You're gonna. There's only so many. Yeah, like you said, there's only so many different
combinations
of
notes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are the riffs I remember, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it did sound but that lick definitely does sound like 2 Tickets to Paradise. You're right. It definitely becomes its own thing after that lick, though.
Oh yeah. Like after that, it becomes an awesome song. But
yeah. And by the way, Priest are up for a Grammy for Crown of Horns.
Oh fuck yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I really hope they win. They are up against Gojira and playing that that song at the Olympics, which will probably get it.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's political. The whole Grammy Academy or whatever. It's like, oh, I saw that on TV. That's gonna get the win for sure. But yeah.
But to wrap up my thoughts, though, my favorite tracks I'd say are "Serpent and the King" and "Invincible Shield."
Yeah.
Hard driving, hard fighting, hard farting, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. This album rules. Dylan, what do we think?
Yes.
Fantastic. I have not listened to Priest in a while, even though I love them.
Sure.
And this is like an instant classic album for me, right up there
Yeah.
with all the ones that are great by them. That title track, Invincible Shield, is so fucking good. That is a major Priest classic right now in my head.
Yeah.
And that opener,
Panic Attack?
like that, the way it started with that synth. Like, as soon as I started listening to this album, it opens with that synth, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then as soon as the guitar starts, I was headbanging immediately. And, like, it it takes quite a bit to get me to do that, usually.
Yeah.
So this gets the fucking good stamp, the big green yes stamp for me. Great shit. Invincible Shield, Panic Attack, and Devil in Disguise was another very killer song that I very much enjoyed.
Yeah. I love this record. When Chase and I saw Priest, they opened with Panic Attack, which was a great choice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then they from this album they also played Crown of Horns and Invincible Shield. But this album is great, and I followed the reunion era of Priest, or I caught up. I kind of missed a couple of the albums at a certain point. I kind of fell off, but having gone and gone through and familiarized with all the Priest from records from this era, which is really the last 20 years. It's 5 records. They're good albums, but Invincible Shield is the crown jewel of this era of Judas Priest. It is so good. Yeah. This album is fantastic. I mean, if for them to come out and just with a record this good this late in the game, it's their 19th studio album. It is just a testament to the staying power and the of Judas Priest and the power of heavy metal, man.
Power of Priest.
Yeah. I love this record. It is, it's absolutely the best album of the reunion era of Priest. But I mean, I would put it in the top 10 albums of their career. It's really strong outing. Yeah, it's great. So, horns up, crown of horns on. Love this record.
One time we were talking about how, like, I'm not crazy, or you said one time that you don't think I like clean vocals, and I said I do.
Well, I asked.
Whatever. We were talking about that.
Sorry.
And listening to this, like, I was telling you at a show we were at recently how I'm not crazy about, like, the opera sounding kind of stuff. So, like, but like listening to Priest, like Rob Halford fucking, like, when he hits those high notes, when he's like really like, oh my god, that shit is so good. I fucking love Rob's voice. Like, compared to other artists that do the same sort of high notes. So like Rob's a great example of.
Yeah, I feel you there. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So right on. Okay, that's great, man. So I guess the consensus is Priest rules. Yeah. So right on. Oh, this is great. This album just makes me happy. And it is it's probably my album of the year.
Oh hell yeah.
There's been a lot of great records that have come out this year, but this one, it's special. And so awesome. Cool. So if you guys are good, why don't we move on to Chase's classic album? It's from 1990. We have
on Metal Blade Records, we got Scumdogs of the Universe from Guar.
Yes. So Chase, it's your baby. Take the lead.
All right. So you took me to see Guar, actually. One of the not the first time I ever listened to him, but one of the first times I actually appreciated listening to Guar, because I had a cousin that was into Guar and he was an asshole, so I hated everything he liked.
I
And
get that.
unfortunately,
I
he
get
loved it.
that. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he because he liked him so much, I didn't. I never gave him a chance. And then you took me to the Sounds of the Underground or something like that,
Sure.
tour, something like that. A lot of great bands that day, but fucking Guar just left their mark. Not just left their mark on me because the Cthulhu, the Codfishes of Cthulhu slapped me right in the face or anything,
Yeah.
but they left their mark on me. They played. I remember we heard they played Sadama Go-Go, and they had like an overtrack for the brass that's in that. Uh, and I was just smitten, just like, oh my god, I love these psychopaths.
Yeah. You
Unfortunately, Konami Go-Go isn't on this album, but it
no.
opened up. I actually went to the CD Game Exchange. It's not there anymore. I miss it very, very much.
Yeah.
And I got This Toilet Earth and Scumdogs of the Universe 2 for 1. Like it was like $10 for both of them. So I fucking lucked out. And
Yeah.
I mean, This Toilet Earth is a great album, and we'll probably talk about it at some point. Maybe not, because actually I think it's after the cutoff.
Don't worry about it.
But Slaughterama, Black and Huge, Sexecutioner, Vlad the Impaler, and former Song of the Week, Sick of You. All classics, all in this album. It fucking rules.
Yeah,
If
this
you
album
haven't
is.
listened,
Oh, good.
if you've never listened to Guar, this is where I would suggest starting off with this album.
Yeah, it's I hard to argue against that. This is such a great record. Again, full of classics. I mean, like I got favorites that you didn't even mention, because it's a lot of songs. But
Yeah.
it's great. And here's the thing: and a lot of songs that feature a different members / characters of the band, and it really helps flesh out like the personality of the group and like the mythology of them, because they have their whole we are these bohabs with this alien race of like assassins, and they're like completely amoral. They're like super violent. And the concept of Guar and the stage show of Guar is this like indictment of American society. It's like if The Simpsons was like HBO. Like you had to really extreme like spoof of like a lot of the crap that that makes up this country, and also like there are no sacred cows. Everybody is an equal opportunity target.
Yep.
And so you could look at that as being very cynical, or you could look at it as like, what? A lot of the things you were told in school and fed to you by your parents and authority were bullshit, and here's some truth, in the guise of a silly, band, who wear these foam rubber costumes and kill people on stage, but like it, but
I think they killed Mr. Lordy when we were there. I saw him twice. They killed Obama the first time, and then they killed Mr. Lordy the second time, I want to say.
from the band Lordy,
From the band Lordy, yeah.
he deserves to die. I mean, I don't know, but that's funny to say, so I'll just go with it. But yeah, this is a fantastic record. Love Guar. Yeah, Dylan, you're kind of a recent convert to this band. What are your thoughts on this record, man?
Oh,
Yes, Dylan.
You better believe it, man. As I was telling Chase a minute ago, like, I think I listened to Guar a little, like, 1 or 2 songs when I was a teenager, and I was just like, that's not my thing yet. And so now you picked this, and oh my god, I was having so much fucking fun with this whole album. Everything on here is great. I was fucking laughing at, like, because I have a list of the songs I loved here, and I can't remember which one it was. Oh yeah, Slaughterama.
Yeah.
That song Slaughterama, where it like he's just describing. It's like he's on a TV show,
Yeah.
and he's just talking, but it's like a song. I normally would not like a song like that, but it was so fucking funny. I loved it. I was laughing at everything he was saying, and I can't believe I love that song, but I do. The Salmonizer, the opening track, is really fucking good. King Queen, Horror of Yig, and Love Surgery. Those were all my top picks from this album.
Yeah.
But goddamn, Guar is some shit. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And dude, and they have so many albums. Like I kind of dipped out after about the first 6 somewhere, but they got a ton of material, you know, and
what should I listen to? What should I listen to immediately after
I would say Hello, America Must Be Destroyed, This Toilet Earth, and Ragnarok. Hello, America Must Be Destroyed, This Toilet Earth, Ragnarok. Those are...
All right.
And then, what's the one with Penguin Attack? What's that one called?
Something Must Die or something like that.
I can't remember. But Carnival of Chaos, I think, is that one. Yeah. But Penguin Attack, that's a great song, too. But yeah, Guar's got a ton of great shit. And, yeah, let's try to go...
It was Carnival of Chaos, you're right.
Yep, I got a brain. It's right here. Okay, cool. So yes, we all, I guess we give this all 420 out of 69 stars.
Very much so.
I just want to say I really love when metal is fun and makes me laugh. When I can hear the lyrics and it's just funny shit and they're just having a good time. And a couple notes I had. I'm not sure if I listed these correctly, but parts of the song King Queen sounded like Angry Again by Megadeth.
Interesting.
Just the guitar riffage, I would say.
Okay.
And also parts of the song Horror of Yig sounded like Fire in the Hole by Law's Rocket.
Oh, wow.
Which is one of my fucking all-time favorite songs.
Man, Law's Rocket is great.
But yeah. Great
Okay.
shit.
Cool. Excellent.
Check that out.
Right on. I think perfect segue into Dylan's segment, Dylan's Demolition, and you got a doozy for us this week. Dylan, tell us about this one. Will you introduce that, please?
Yeah, this is Carcinogen's Cure demo from 1992. And maybe you can help me out here, Nick, because information was kind of fuzzy. Is this dystopia? Is this? Did this eventually turn into dystopia? Is what I was told.
That's more than I know. I mean, I noticed that their logos definitely kind of looked like dystopias, but I did not look into their stuff at all. So that beats me, man. Maybe Chase can look it up while we're talking about this. This is a death metal grindcore demo.
Yep.
And I was struggling to think what it reminded me of, but it was cool because here's the thing. Somewhere along the line, it seems like we lost the high for a long time. We lost the high end death metal vocals, in favor of just low growls for a bunch of years. And it's so refreshing to go back and hear something that's like, oh yeah, remember this could be like a little shrieky, not like black metal, but like a little, I don't know, like the Swedes used this kind of style, but like most American bands didn't, and so it's kind of cool. Where are these guys from again?
Oh, I didn't get that.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Irving, California. California, according to Metal Archives.
Is that the correct one though? The correct carcinogen?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Then there we go.
Sorry, I should
Cool.
have
It's okay.
It's all good.
Well, here I completely agree with you, Nick, about the high pitched vocal thing with death kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What these guys were kind of reminding me of, because I listened to this 3 or 4 times this week.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
It is good.
This kind of reminds me of the album Luck of the Corpse by Deceased.
Oh, interesting.
Some of those vibes when I was listening to this.
Okay.
And I fucking love that album, so
yeah.
I automatically love this.
I think that's must have been it. I was thinking some kind of an early grind thing, maybe Pungent, maybe Pungent Stench had vocals like this. I feel like sometimes it's been a minute since I listened to them, but that and Deceased, that's probably a good place to kind of dial in. What does this sound like? Yeah. But yeah, this was cool. This was a cool demo. Did you have some favorite tracks or anything like that you wanted to highlight?
No, this is kind of they bleed together for me.
Okay. And that's okay.
the version I had, because usually it's really helpful to me, like when I have a when I find an upload of like an album or a demo or anything like that, there's a on the YouTube bar. There's like
Oh,
a
they'll
time
timestamp
bar.
it. Yeah, yeah,
He'll split it up, but
yeah, yeah,
it's kind of tough when I'm listening to it in the background, and the
yeah,
only thing that lists like which song is which is somebody in the comments, and I can't
yeah,
keep running back to my computer to
yeah,
fucking like check the timestamps.
yeah. No, I
Yeah.
But
understand
I
that.
mean, I really the opening track, which I forget the name of, was probably my favorite on here.
Yeah.
That shit was great.
Well, cool.
I could read it.
It's okay.
No, I can't read it.
Okay.
Yeah, the drummer and vocalist, his name is Dino Samiz or Samizi. He's the former drummer vocalist for Ghoul and Phobia, which explains why I wanted to listen to Splatter Thrash after I listened to this.
Okay. So there we've made the connection. Okay. Cool.
But highly recommended. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I thought this was good. Are we Dylan, do you have any more thoughts on this, or are we ready to move on? Or? Okay. Well, oh gosh, it's time for Hardcore Hall of Fame already. And this week I chose Black Flag's debut LP from 1981, Damaged. Of course, we got Henry Rollins on vocals. Henry was like the third or fourth vocalist in Black Flag, but of course he's the iconic one because he was on the albums. They did a bunch of 7-inches prior, and they had Keith Morris, who left and then formed Circle Jerks. There was Ron Reyes, and I think Des Cadena, I want to say, was also a vocalist prior. But yeah, this album rules. Obviously, mega classics like Rise Above and Six Pack and stuff like that. This is great. Yeah, but yeah, what do you guys think of this record?
Classic through and through. I've always appreciated Henry's vocals.
Yeah.
They're not that that whiny kind of half yell that you can get from like the British inspired kind of punk and hardcore. Might have been a hot take on that, but I appreciate Henry. Henry doesn't sound like a total dick when he's being
Sure.
when he's up there saying. And yeah, no, was it TV Party?
Yeah.
That song TV. That's the first Black Flag song I ever heard.
That's a lot of people's, actually. That's a lot of them. Because they did a video for it. So it was a lot of people's. Yeah.
I recall the video. I do recall the song. I recall most of my friends in junior high. Like, one of my friends looking over me like, what's the Jeffersons? I'm like, oh, it's a good show, man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. If somebody said, "What's the Jeffersons?" you would watch me crumble into dust and blow away. But yeah, because I love that show. But yeah, this is just an awesome album. Love Black Flag. They are one of the cornerstones of American punk. And what you kind of said, I think you zeroed in on something about Henry's vocal attack that I appreciate. British punk, especially before '81, before like the street punk D-beat kind of, thing exploded, their hardcore punk happened. The '77 stuff is kind of just snotty, sneery, and like, it's like even if you like the music, the attitude kind of can turn you off.
Exactly that. Yes.
Yeah. So like, I really feel like '81, whether it's here or it's across the pond, that's really when punk really gets to be like really good. Once it gets to be just a bit more aggressive and less, I don't know, more fashion oriented. I think of like '77 stuff in America, like outside of the Ramones and the Dead Boys, you got a lot of like artsy fartsy, Warhol factory, lovers like, Television and Blondie and Talking Heads. I'm like, that stuff is bullshit and is not punk, not to me, So, yeah, hot take there. But yeah, dope ass record. Yeah. Dylan, you got some thoughts?
I just want to say I've never heard Black Flag. I know of them, but I've never listened to them.
So this was a first time? Wow.
Yeah, this was my first exposure to Black Flag, and
wow.
This is great. This is like some classic shit, man. This is like nice traditional. Like if you were to just say like a punk to me, like how these songs sound is what I would think of. This is
Wow,
very,
man.
This is good shit. No wonder Black Flag is so fucking famous.
Yeah.
They
Oh my
deserve it.
gosh, dude. I love that this show is like becoming like Dylan's punk school. You know, like, you know,
Hey man, I don't mind.
hey, no, but that's great because you can't be alone in that, you know,
Yeah.
and that's awesome. So right on. Hey,
Well,
if it
part
ma-
of it is like I love this kind of stuff. I just don't know what the fuck to listen to. So like when you
that's
pick
okay.
these, it's great because it's like, oh, okay, here's something I know is good because Nick says it's good. So you know. And,
Wow. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
well, you haven't picked a fucking hardcore yet that I didn't like. They're all good.
I guess I've got good taste in punk. Well, cool. Right on. Thank you.
Wait, I was gonna wear his monk suspenders. I got.
Yeah, I don't think I will ever be a suspenders guy, but thank you. That's a hell of a compliment, Dylan. I appreciate that a lot, dude. You know, thanks. But yeah, right on. Cool.
And yeah, best song on here was Six Pack for me.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah. But okay. Are we ready to move on to our songs of the week?
Yes,
Totally.
sir.
Okay, I think Dylan's up first this time, and you've got Demons,
by
Rigor Mortis.
Rigor Mortis.
This is a great song.
Ooh.
This song has got some really sick riffs, man.
Yes.
This is a banger.
That opening, like that kind of just non-distorted electric guitar kind of opening. I love that. That opening riff like will just get stuck in my head randomly all the time, and I'm like, oh shit, I need to go fucking listen to Demons again.
There you go. Yeah, no, it's dope track, man. This is a raging song.
Well, the whole fucking album or release rules.
Yeah.
So. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, like this is why this album doesn't make more like top 10 or top 20 thrash albums lists is it's a little like befuddling, but again, it's like there's so many great thrash albums too, you know.
Yeah.
It is kind of hard, and especially now, like when people start, you know, streaming era and YouTube is kind of like that's kind of like what put like bands like Morbid Saint on the map. They're sort of like hella obscure, and then like, whoa, now they're like hugely popular, you know, within the, you know, the sphere of being thrash metal guys. And I feel like Rigor Mortis is a band they were on a major label. They're kind of deserving of that of that level, I think, because they're really ripping, man. Also, Casey Orr showed up twice on this episode because we did Guar, because he was bassist in Guar. He did Guar after this.
Yep.
Yep. So that's fun. Yeah.
I mean, that's YouTube is like how I found this Rigor Mortis album back when I was like first getting into like more extreme thrash. I just saw that album cover. I'm like, what is this? This is probably one of my favorite album cover arts of all time. Like,
it's really cool, and it's
beautifully simple.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Simple it is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's really good.
And last thing, Demons. We're all aware it's about like a movie, right? You guys know the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the movie. I didn't know that this song was about the movie, but that's great.
Oh, it's totally. Read the lyrics, man. It's totally
okay.
And when I first listened to Rigor Mortis and I like got to that song and I was reading the lyrics and I somewhere like somebody just briefly mentioned online that it's about that movie, and I went and I watched those movies, and now Demons 1 and 2 are like two of my favorite horror movies. Even though they're kind of cheesy. I love them.
Demons 2. I swear by Demons 2.
Yes, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. But right on, dude. I think so. My song of the week is "Livin' Ain't No Crime" by Halloween. Now, this is not from the album Keepers of the Seven Keys. It was a non-album track. It's the B-side, or it's one of the B-sides, because there's a couple tracks, to the 12-inch single version of Dr. Steen. And but I love this song. It's bouncy, it's anthemic, it's really like uplifting, and Halloween kind of go back and forth between stuff like this and it's stuff that's just ripping fast, with lots of notes and just like but this is one of the kinds of songs that are really their strengths, and I just love this song. It just makes me feel good. Yeah, it's just really positive, and Halloween is a great band, and it's weird. I'm not really familiar with them past like their first, or not terribly familiar past their first few albums, but I think in the coming year I'm gonna correct that and kind of do a deep dive on their discography. So,
Right.
What did you guys think of this one?
Oh, I did not listen to it. I didn't realize we were doing that song of the week. My bad. I love Halloween though, so I will also correct that after we're done here.
Oh, okay. Dylan, what you got?
I did listen to this, and I apologize. I am not a Halloween fan.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I try to listen to them because I know people sweat them hard. But every time I try, it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I can tell this song is good, and I did like exactly what you were saying. It's a very happy, uplifting song.
Yeah.
But they're just not for me. I don't know. Maybe
Sure.
I'll try again in another 5 years, and I will like them. So.
What I would say is, next time you're on a kick with like Priest and Scorpions and Maiden and Dio, throw some Halloween into the mix with that. I think that, especially Scorpions, I think that would kind of be like the trick, especially Scorpions and Priest, because I think those two bands I think are probably the biggest inspirations for Halloween. Probably Accept is in there a little bit too. What do you think, Chase? Am I kind of in the right ballpark there?
Yeah, you're there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So,
You're saying they have faster stuff. Like, can you send me some of that?
I can.
After the show, perhaps, because I would like to listen to some fast Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah. They definitely do. And I'd be happy to do that, and I will. I'll put it on our Discord. So, but yeah. And then we got Chase's song of the week.
Yep, we got Revenge on John by Dr. Living Dead off their first full-length album, self-titled, from 2011. It's just a fun, off-the-wall, Swedish crossover song about
Die Hard.
Gruber's brother.
Oh, yeah.
Coming back from, to kill John McClane in Die Hard 3.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny, I've only seen Die Hard 1 and 3, so, yeah. Are there 5 or 6 Die Hards?
I don't. There's 3.
Too many. There's too many.
There's 3.
Okay. But this is a fun song. Am I crazy, or is there a lot of Anthrax influence?
There's a shit ton of Anthrax in this one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, no, super fun band. I know, Chase. I know you love these guys. Yeah, yeah. Dylan, what do you think of this song?
I immediately liked it when I listened to it. This is really good. And I went and listened to some other stuff from this album, and I have to say, World War IX is probably one of my new favorite songs right now. That song is really fucking good.
Right on.
Yeah, these guys, I gotta check out the whole album because these guys fucking kill.
Yeah,
there's several albums now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna ask Chase how many albums do they have? At least 3, and yeah, I need to go and check out more of their stuff because the stuff I've heard from them, really good. It's just kind of like there are many bands, you guys. There are many bands.
Really?
Yes.
This perplexes me.
Yeah, I know.
Tell me more.
But yeah, hey, I think that's a solid round of songs of the week. Why don't we just? I got some show announcements for shows coming up in the next 2 weeks. Wow! Especially there's a whole bunch of stuff happening this week and this weekend. coming up this Wednesday, Massacre and Pessimist playing at the Bossa Nova Ballroom this Wednesday. That should be a fun time. I'm still not sure if I'm going to go to that because I have a lot on my plate to get done this week, and I may just not go for that reason. Even though I really like Massacre, I might be missing it. But a couple days later, I Am Morbid, Suffocation, Uada, Fulci, etc. playing also at the Bossa Nova. No. Oh, yes, that's right. This show is sold out online, but if you go to their box office, they have a few tickets that you can get. So do that. You got to go to the building. But Jason was at the Overkill show with me last night, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm bummed out. It's sold out." But she went to the box office when was able to get a ticket. So you can do that if you go to the Bossa Nova early enough. You can still get a ticket. You still have a chance to see I Am Morbid and Suffocation. So if you were crying in your beer over that, you don't have to now. There is still an opportunity. So, but yes, and then same night over at the Twilight, Souls of Black and Megadeth, Testament and Megadeth tributes will be playing. That should be a blast. I may be going to that. We'll see just how busy I am and stuff, but because I am an online retailer and Black Friday is a busy day. That weekend could be nuts, which I need the money. So yeah, but yeah, we shall see. Saturday at the Hawthorne Hideaway. This is the 30th. Ravine, Riastred, and Cab Fighter are playing. This is a doom metal show, I believe. I know Ravine are doom for sure, and I think the other ones are. Yeah, only $10. That should be a good time. Smoke some weed, drink a Red Bull, and and enjoy your doom. There are two other shows of note going on the same night. At the high watermark. There's a black and death metal show. Drouth, Netherrealms, Occult Blood, and Magdalene are playing. And that is a thing. If you are down for a black and death metal show, that's happening. And then at Misdemeanor Meadows, there's kind of a hardcore crossover show. Sidewalk Slam, Why Won't You Die, and Red Panda Death March. I haven't heard that band, but Sidewalk Slam and Why Won't You Die, excuse me, sorry, are very good. Dylan and I saw Sidewalk Slam at Cessfest on 4th of July. They're terrific. And there's a chance that I'll be going to this. Again, we will see how I'm feeling and how busy I am. But this is something of note to check out. Please think about it. One show I know I will be attending is on December 4th. This next Wednesday, so 10 days from now, something like that. Chase and I will be seeing Exodus, Havoc, Candy, and Dead Heat at the Hawthorne Theater. This is going to be a raging evening of thrash metal, and I am...
Dude, I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So that is just going to rule. And then December, another show that I will definitely be at, December 7th, Atomic Terror, Battle Cattle, Versapole, and Violent Insurrection will be playing at the High Watermark. Saturday night, a thrash show. Shut up and take my money. Those are all the words I need to hear. Thrash metal on a Saturday night at the High Watermark, no less. So that's cool. And then December 13th, Oxygen Destroyer will be headlining a show with Contusion, Sun Eater, and Casket Flesh. That's going to be a groovy night of death metal. And there's a bunch more stuff coming up in December, but I I needed like this weekend to pass because I didn't want to have a show listing of like 15 shows.
Fair enough.
Because damn, we got a lot of great stuff to close out the year, and we'll be talking about that definitely. So unless you guys have any more stuff, why don't we hit us with the sign off, Chase?
All right. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and remember, madness reigns
In the hall of the Mountain King. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Love Sabotage, and love heavy metal. Good night, guys.